Hey again, it's part two. Went through and did a little bit more research between videos, and I managed to find some estimates from the Department of Homeland Security. The only downfall is that they're from 2012. So it's been almost 5 years since the Department of Homeland Security has actually posted anything recent. So it's like makes you wonder if they're even bothering with it. It's like they're probably profiting from it in some aspect. It's like everything inside America is a for-profit aspect. Um, so I will post that website in the descriptions below. That way you have that information. Um, and I'll go through some of that as well later on in the video. Let's see. 1996 created expedited removal for undocumented immigrants without a hearing. Initially it applied to U.S. border, then it was expanded 100 miles of a border who had been in the country less than 14 days. So if you're 100 miles away from the border and you're coming here illegally, you'll be deported. And it's like in the country for less than 14 days. Someone can hide for 14 days. So, like, maybe you need to up that a little bit, go up to 90 days. That might probably be the best bet. Not to mention, is like, how do you know? It's like, you have to stop somebody in the middle of the street and be like, hey, you got your papers? And it's like, it goes against the Fifth Amendment right, you have to have a warrant for a search and seizure. So, like, you literally can't do that. Like, you can't just stop, a police officer can't stop you in the middle of the road and be like, hey, I need to see your documentation. You can't do it. Basically, constitutional rights. You still have constitutional rights. Like, you shouldn't be able to get stopped in the middle of the road and ask if you have papers. But also, you're afraid of the other. It's like, what if there's somebody out there that has no documentation, and maybe they take your job? This also falls on the business owner who actually hires that illegal immigrant and then uses deportation as a scare tactic. It's like, why don't we just bring people in and expand other jobs? Like, you're creating jobs by essentially legalizing immigrants and making them into U.S. citizens. Normally, an immigrant has to apply for citizenship with a N-400 form, I believe. Let's see. Which I'll go on. Yes, it's N-400 form. It's about 20 pages, and it's a lot of nitpicking. It's like, what's your name? Where are you from? Who do you know? Are you a Nazi? Yes. It asks you if you're from Germany and are you a Nazi. Look it up. Let's see. Not to mention, it's like someone can fill out that form, then they can lie about it. You don't know the person. They're coming from another country. Who are they going to... Like, they have to get to know your individuals. Like, probably, like, I could see if it was just one person coming across. But, like, there are instances where families are wanting to come to migrate to the United States. So, like, those individuals, I believe, be trustworthy. But, the individual can essentially lie, and if they want to come in and do some damage. Like, I can understand the concept behind having a form, but where's the vetting process? As far as I know, there's none. Because you have to take these people for their words. It's like, you don't know them, so you have to assume that they are telling the truth. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading through my notes. This is like going through all this. Like, I didn't really realize how huge the immigration is. Like, it's a lot. It's like, this is stuff that you hear about, but you never really go through and try to find the information about it. And like, now that I finally am, it's a huge subject to go over. Some people kind of gloss over it and be like, "Oh no, it's immigration. There's illegal immigrants." And it's like, what all is involved in that? Though that's the true question. It's like, what do individuals have to go through in order to be a United States citizen, get a green card, to get a visa? It's like individuals have stories as well, so he's got to go through it. What's the harm in it? I believe there's six. There's 6 steps to becoming a United States citizen. First, you have to find out if you're eligible. Then you have to overcome barriers to your ineligibility. Follow a USCIS form N400, the one I just stated. You can also fill it online, which makes you wonder. It's like some of these countries might not have a printer or the internet, so like maybe they can go to their local embassy and get an N400 form. I have no idea. They get fingerprinted. Attend a citizenship interview, and then they attend an oath ceremony. So there's a lot of steps. There's a lot of steps to that. The process can take between 6 months to a year. So these individuals have to not only wait for their application to get to the United States, hopefully get to the United States, and then they have to see if they're eligible. If they're not eligible, overcome that eligibility. There's a lot of steps to it. We can't take that for granted because we're born here in the United States, and these individuals are trying to come here to find that better opportunity. So why don't we just make it easier? The richest country in the world. Like, why can't we not afford people coming in here? And so I tell you why. We're an oligarchical system, and everything revolves around money. It revolves around profit. So there's no profit in helping the needy. So let's see. So it's a civil charge for crossing the border illegally. So a suggestion to deter individuals from crossing the border turn into a criminal charge. Civil charge is usually, civil penalties include but not limited to $50 to $250. Could double if they had previous offenses. $50 to $250. Okay, so why don't you just turn that into jail time or hard labor, or it's not cruel and unusual to work individuals here in the United States. There's plenty of prisons that take the inmates and allow them to work on certain items for distribution, and they pay them pennies on the dollar to make these things. It's modern day slavery. So we're sitting here talking about immigration issues, and we only charge individuals who cross the border illegally $50 to $250. It's a civil charge, and they're not even part of the system in the first place. So it's not going to be like on a record. It can be. There'll be paper documentation of it. It's like hopefully they fingerprint them and process through the system if that were the case. Which more likely it is. It's like I've never been to it before. That's just research. So. Let's see. Also, marriage under illegal immigration would cause 5 years or fine $250,000 if you had collaborated to suppress the knowledge from the state. Interesting. They see if you try to get married as a legal immigrant to become a United States citizen, they see that as worse than crossing the border. Let's see. A foreigner citizen who wants to live permanently in the U.S. must obtain an immigrant visa. Let's see. Also, like if you've been inside the country for a certain amount of time as an individual under a visa and you want to bring your family over, you have to apply for them. It's like a United States citizen can file out a petition for another individual outside of the country to become a United States citizen to work under a visa. And if that individual is here as a lawful resident, they can actually file a petition to have their family come over after a certain amount of time. So that's how that works. U.S. lawful permanent resident, green card holder, can file for a visa petition for a spouse or an unmarried son or daughter. So they have to be within the family, like as to they procreated and had their own daughters and sons. Uh, a lawful permanent resident is a foreign national who has been granted the privilege of permanently living and working in the United States. Um, and they have to file an I-130 petition for an alien relative, which I'll have that inside the description below as well. Let's see. There are 16 steps for a petition. Let's see if I can do this. You file the petition, you submit the petition, or you fill out the petition, you submit the petition, you see if it's approved, check priority date, begin national visa center processing, you choose an agent, you pay fees, that are a specified amount, collect and submit forms and documents to NVC, which I'll have the steps in the description below as well, so that way you'll have a diagram as to how it works. Let's see, you also submit a visa application form, collect financial documents, collect supporting documents, submit documents to the NVC, do an interview, you prepare for the interview, visa applicant interview, and you have the after the interview. Essentially, are they in? So, it's probably not even all of it. I spent all my off time just kind of going through, seeing what the websites had to offer. There's a lot of information out there, but like having to go and sort through it, it's like makes you wonder. You hear about immigration issues, but what all is involved in immigration? And I think it's extremely important to understand the problem before you can fix it. It's like we talk about it, but how do you go about fixing it? So there's a few suggestions. So you change it from a civil to a criminal charge. Want to bring more people in instead of trying keeping them out. So you streamline the process, and also like kind of associates with the border wall is that you're trying to keep people out. Why don't you just bring them in? We're the richest country in the world, so why don't we just take care of people? It's like the reason why is corporations don't want that. You can't. There's no reason to take care of the needy. There's no profit in it. So it's all about control. So immigration, it's a giant mess, a huge mess. Is it fixable? Yes, it is fixable. We just have to stop fearing people who want to come in and have an opportunity. It's like I don't know these people, but also I know that like they're willing to come here because of a better opportunity. They're wanting to come here to find a living. Why else come to America? It's like you hear America and you think of the home of the free, land of the brave. Let's see, land of the free, home of the brave. So fuck, it's a horrible American system. But you want to help people, but I want to help people. So it's like, why don't we? We tend to kind of keep people out instead of bringing them in. So, like, change immigration to be more welcoming to individuals who want to migrate here. So this concludes immigration issues. Should an illegal immigrant be deported if they commit a serious crime? I think yes. But also, in the same process, why don't you turn them into a United States citizen and incarcerate them here? You don't have to worry about them getting kicked out. You know where they're at all times. And if they commit another crime, treat them like a U.S. citizen.